Let's bring in our next guest. Tanner Bibee joins us right now from the Cleveland Guardians, had a sensational rookie season. He is a finalist for AL Rookie of the Year. Tanner, great to have you on, man. And now that you've had a few weeks to actually let it settle all in, you can talk about yourself. Like, when you reflect on this past season, did it go as planned?
I mean, not really, because I think during spring training, they told me I was going to start in Akron, which is AA. And the only reason I went up to AAA was because Tristan got hurt. And then 3 weeks later, Civ got hurt. So then I got called up after 3 weeks in AAA. So just the first month of the season did not go as planned, really.
So it went better, though, right? I mean, at least for you, obviously you don't want your teammates getting hurt, but like you jump up to the bigs and then you're like, oh, cool, I belong here. We had a couple people in our chat when they heard that you were coming on. They go, I didn't know much about him when he came up because some of these people are just fans of baseball or other teams. They were like, but when I saw his first start or his second start, whatever it was, one of his first 2 starts, they were like, oh, he's good. He's going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that point it was just kind of not like a fight or flight thing, but it was just like, this is super exciting. I mean, going from debut, the debut always going to be crazy. It's always going to be nerve-wracking. And then going from that to Yankee Stadium, my second start was definitely like oh my gosh, I really made it. But I think after a couple starts here and there, I think I definitely kind of settled in.
Well, Tanner, I think I broadcast about 5 of your starts on Fox. Every time I did a Guardians game, who's pitching? Tanner Bibee. I'm like, sweet, he's going to throw that high fastball, little change-up, little back foot curveball. I don't recognize you without your glasses on, so can you go put those on so when I talk to you, you look more normal to what I used to see? But, I mean, man, you had that high fastball combo going, and every time we talked to Terry Francona about you, he raved about your makeup. He raved about your stuff. So congratulations. I know Terry's gone now, but, man, I got to see a lot of your starts, and let me say, I was very impressed with the way you handled yourself.
Thank you. It's definitely, Tito's the absolute man. I think if I had to pick any manager to ever like help me into like my rookie year, I think he had to be definitely one of the best ones, like ever, to do that.
And we'll get to that. And obviously you have a new guy, and these guys can give you some tips, especially Kratz knows Steve Vogt pretty well. So we'll have some fun with that. But first off, you probably, I hope, know this better than I do. Correct me if I'm wrong, because this changed recently. The top 2 finishers for AL Rookie of the Year can get full service time. Do you know what I'm talking about with how that works?
Yeah.
I mean, you're the player, and these guys know it a little bit too.
Yeah, so I think it's first and second get a full year of service time. I think it's relatively new because the new CBA.
Yeah. So are you rooting for at least, I mean, hey, Gunnar Henderson has a pretty good chance of winning this thing, right? Position player, played all year, the whole deal. Are you like, hey, if I get second place, I get a full year instead of what you're at right now? I mean, that's real, though. That matters for the individual.
100% it matters for him.
You should want that.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the full year of service time, I think, is ginormous for me, and just like longevity of career and anything, and just like making money. But then again, like you always want to win. Like you don't want to be like, oh, hell yeah, second place. But I mean, it's just cool kind of being nominated. It's cool being up there. I mean, Gunnar had a great season, so did Tristan. So
isn't there a prize pool too? Isn't there a money pool? Don't you get for being top,
rookie of the year,
top 5? Yeah.
I think first and second, and then there's the pre-arbitration pool too.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's not anything with the rookie of the year voting. That's the money. The money isn't.
I don't think so. No.
Okay. No. Yeah, I think those are separate, but service time is cool.
All right, dude, are you kidding? I mean, you almost got a full year anyway, so
yeah, he was close.
You know, what'd be really cool though is if they gave you an extra year of service time. So, like, instead of him being like, I got 130 days, you now have 1 year and 130 days.
Yeah.
Get to arbitration faster. No, we need to talk to Tony Clark about that.
There's no way the other side would accept that.
Yeah. No. Not a chance. Not a chance. Hey, before we get to one of my favorite people in the world and your new manager, your last outing, do you know who this is a dumb question, but you know who you pitched against for your last outing of the year, right?
It was the Rangers. Who did I throw against?
And how did you do?
It was like 5 1/3, 1 run because Marcus Semien loves to hit off me.
Hey, you got him out. Hey, you got him out on the first pitch curveball to start the game.
Yeah.
But Did you see them win the World Series after you faced them on, I think it was September 16th?
Yeah, it was. I was actually really rooting for them and the Phillies to go against each other because I threw pretty well against the Phillies too.
So did you see them? Did you see them doing what they did? I mean, you actually threw way better against the Phillies than you did against. That was 7 innings.
Yeah, they absolutely turned it on. I mean, we played them right out of the All-Star break, and I remember seeing looking up at the scoreboard in Arlington and seeing all their stats. I mean, you had Ezekiel Duran and Jankowski and Leody Taveras hitting 789, and they're all hitting 310. And I'm like, what? These guys are their 789 hitters hitting 310, and they kind of got into that little lull where they kind of struggled. And then once it hit October, I mean, they just absolutely turned it back on to what they were.
All right, so now, Kratz, go ahead. It leads you right into your recommendation here. Go ahead. Tell him, give him the scouting report on that handsome man who's smiling, taking over the spot of a legend.
Yeah. First of all, he's going to love your shirt because it's not Nike. It's Nike. Okay. So it's Hike Nike. It's not Hike Nike. But he is easily going to be the ugliest manager you've ever had, even though you've only had one in the big leagues. And as much as you loved Tito, I think you will love Steve Vogt just the same, but in more of a favorite uncle instead of your favorite grandpa.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on.
But how are you going? What would you tell voter about yourself before you ever even set foot on the mound? Because he's going to know what you throw. He knows exactly. He's got all that baseball stuff. What would you tell him about yourself to make him get to know you better, but also just to make the team better?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the way I could describe myself, I feel like I'm a really hard worker. I feel like I'm super competitive on and off the field. I think I just kind of want to win, really. Last year, towards the end, I mean, playing meaningless baseball, I mean, it's only my first time, but playing meaningless baseball is definitely not as fun as trying to go for the playoffs. So that's what I would say. That's how I would describe to him.
Have you talked to him yet?
No, I haven't. I mean, I think he's been, I mean, I cannot imagine all the stuff he's going through right now, talking with everyone.
Kratz, when he does call Tanner, what should Tanner say to him?
That's a good question.
Any inside joke or, something good on Voter?
Come back to me on that one. I'm trying to come up with some dirt, but hey, is it going to be tough to respect a guy that you could have faced had you made up to the big leagues a year before compared to the manager who you almost have to help down the steps in Tito Francona?
That's honestly super crazy. I think he would have been I think last year he would have been 7 years older than our oldest guy, which is nuts.
Compared to Tito.
Compared to Tito.
Who's 70 years older.
Who's coached longer than I've been alive.
Correct. Big difference. Yeah. All right. So on the
before.
Yes.
Is Carl Willis staying? Did they announce whether Carl Willis is staying or not?
As far as I know, yeah.
Okay. I know. I didn't know. I haven't seen anything on that. Are they keeping the rest of the coach? I just don't know.
Starball's gone.
Yeah. Well, Starball is Tito's guy for sure.
Yeah.
And I thought someone else.
Starball, Rigo Beltran, and there was one more that I can't remember.
Is Ricky still in the bullpen? Is he still your bullpen coach?
Yeah. Ricky's
now,
still there.
If you want to know what Voter's going to be like, just think a mature Ricky.
Ricky who? What's the last name?
Ricky Paccioni.
No, you can't say that name. You're now on a hit list.
What?
You're now on a Jersey hit list. You can't be putting his name out there. He's undercover mafia.
It's on MLB.com.
No.
Is it not? Is he a secret bullpen coach?
He's no. He's the
bullpen
catcher.
Oh, bullpen catcher.
For millennial. He's been there forever. He doesn't age.
Yeah. You would think he's in his mid-20s and he's got a full-on kid.
Yep. He's got an adult child.
Full-on kid.
I love that how Tanner just says you're an adult, you have a kid.
A full-on kid, though, not like a 2-year-old.
Not like half a kid, like a full kid.
This kid, like, eats real meals and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, Tanner, I got a question for you. I want to try and, like, see if I can, I don't know, ask it in a different way because you've probably gotten it a million times already. But we have fun here. But I also think on the baseball side, I like to point out that Cleveland, for example, is a pitching machine, pitching factory, right? Like the Rays get, I think, the most attention in the league. It's like, oh, you go to the Rays and you turn into gold. I actually think Cleveland's probably leading the pack in that department right now. I know you don't have another place to. What's up, Kratz? Oh, no, for Cleveland,
they do not produce relief pitchers. I've seen their algorithm. True. They do not produce relief pitchers.
Disagree.
They trade for them.
Okay, but then they bring them over, and the Rays trade for everyone. I'm just saying, at the big league level, the development of pitchers to be successful at the big league level. What have you seen? What have anyone that's come from another organization said to you that stands out about what you've experienced so far that's enabled guys to not just make it through the system, but pretty quickly have success in the big leagues?
I mean, Cleveland's super unique in that way. I think there's like only a couple other teams that can really say that they're good at developing. I think you said the Rays are one of them. I think the Dodgers are up there. And I think what Cleveland did when I first got drafted, they were like, what kind of pitcher do you want to be? And they asked me first before kind of like giving their opinion. And I've always kind of wanted to be that like the overpowering fastball guy, but be able to throw all the pitches for strikes. And they were like, okay, like we agree. Like let's throw a riding fastball. Let's throw a slider that looks like a fastball. Let's throw a changeup that looks like a fastball. Like, I think at that point, they want to find out what you're best at and what you're able to do before you can absolutely like lock down what you can do in the future. Just because there's so many things, like you're never going to be a finished product ever. That's their kind of philosophy for it. And every day you need to keep refining stuff, keep getting better, stuff like that.
Tanner, speaking of getting better, is your hip better? Because they put you on the 60-day IL at the end of the year with a hip. Is your hip messed up, or was that just a procedural move where you had a little bit of tightness and they're like, it's the end of the season anyways, we need a roster spot?
Yeah, I think it was more procedural. I think it was all already precautionary. I mean, we weren't really playing for anything at that point. We were kind of almost mathematically eliminated, and it kind of just tweaked it. And at that point of the season, it was just like, okay, let's just not push this.
That's fair.
Yeah, totally.
Question for you. We were debating this earlier, and you were a 5th-round pick from Cal State Fullerton. Do you think that the draft should be where it's at right now? We were, the topic came up again in the last 24 hours. I've been very involved in the draft, so it's one of the few topics on this show that I can actually have a little bit of say in. And I was like, day after Omaha ends, have it in Omaha. Keep the party going, right? I feel like that's a much better spot. I feel like it gets completely hidden under all of the other all-star festivities, and I don't like the timing. Now that you're, years removed from that, what do you think?
I feel like it should be like this like glorified thing. I mean, the NFL draft is in Vegas. The NBA draft has this whole thing. I mean, like, there's more rounds in the MLB draft, and you're not going to see them in the bigs like right away, even though, I mean, the past like 2 years, I feel like we kind of are sometimes, especially with like the Angels. But I think it needs to be like the whole production. I mean, I feel like this is a once in a lifetime thing for a lot of these people and a lot of these like players. So I feel like, why not? Like, let's make it like this grand thing.
So what would be your grand thing? How would you want to make it a bigger thing? Because I love the idea about it being after Omaha. It's like the only like buildup that we have from, the amateurs coming in, and then it's like, oh yeah, have it right there. And some of the guys are still around.
I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, that's kind of where every college baseball player is trying to get to at the end of the day. And like, the high schoolers don't really know much about Omaha, but I think at the same time, like, it's kind of like the mecca of like the next level almost. And I feel like there's going to be a ton of draft guys there. I think Omaha is a great place for it.
Yeah, me too. So, all right, talking about fighting to get drafted. Let's talk about where you were when Hosey landed the knockout blow on TA. We're showing it. We're showing it here.
This is some of the most adrenaline I've had on a baseball field ever.
Where are you? Is he on here?
I'm on the railing. You really can't ever see me in these videos, I don't think. But I'm on the railing. I think I'm the guy with the hood on, I want to say, when it runs in right here. Yeah, you barely saw me. But
you weren't
I was on the railing, and I remember seeing like through all the crowd of people, I see them both go like this, and I'm like, oh my god, like they're about to straight up fight. And then I'm running out there, and all I see is I'm start swinging, and I just see TA just like crumble to the ground, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he's on. Like Hosey just knocked him out. And then like you had Kopech and Clase go like yelling at each other, and like Gabriel Arias is yelling, and then Sarby and Griffall start yelling at each. That whole thing was like the longest, like prolonged thing ever, and there's just so much adrenaline involved. It was amazing.
And you did nothing. You didn't even show up.
I was holding some people back. It's about all I did.
Were you holding your own teammates back, or were you holding the other teammates back? Because you got to either be in the fight or hold someone else from the other team back.
The other team?
Yeah, you got to hold someone else back. There's plenty of guys.
He's not you. Okay, Tanner, I'm going to give you a little context here. Kratz has gotten in a few of these, and he is like the Michelin man, and he just will like pick up multiple bodies and just be like, he's superhuman strength. So, I mean, I'm sure you're strong, but Kratz is a beast.
Well, I'm sure. I mean, I'm definitely not as big as you, Kratz. You're a catcher. Those guys are usually fucking huge.
Tell him, Kratz. Go ahead.
Whatever. I need my pitchers. I need my pitchers to come out there. I mean, if you got the hood on, you're coming out like Sergio Romo came out, like kind of gangster, like what's up now? What's up now? Like they don't know about you. You don't have to actually throw a fight, but they're like, dang, that Terry Bibee guy, he's kind of scary. Like he had the hood up the whole fight.
Yeah, dude, that's a bad look though as a rookie trying to get in a fight though.
No, not trying to get in a fight, but just like standing up for your boys. Like, yo, I got you. And then when like somebody big like Kopech, if he got in your face, then you'd be like, no, I'm good. Like I'm just trying to chill.
Oh, hey, dude, hey, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Tanner, listen, here's the thing. When you go out there, especially as a pitcher, you just grab somebody, okay, on the other team, and you find someone either that you like, or even someone you don't know, you just grab them by the shirt, and you just say, okay, we're going to walk over here, and we're just going to hold on to each other, and we're going to peek over our shoulder what's happening, right? So we're going to look like we're holding each other back, but we're really just witnessing and watching like this. We're like, oh, look, oh my gosh, he just got knocked. Oh my God, now Kopech and Clase, right? That way everyone thinks you're involved. You can't just be standing there and looking around like, oh, wait, nothing's happening. You got to just grab somebody and hold them, and then it'd be like, grab me back. Yeah, we're fighting. And then no one will second guess you.
I'm trying to think of who I would have grabbed on the White Sox. It's like kind of my size. I mean, I'm not grabbing Andrew Vaughn. I'm not grabbing Yasmani.
Dylan Cease.
You grab another pit. Yeah, you grab Dylan Cease.
And
you talk about like, hey, Dylan, can you teach me how to throw your slider while we're sitting here?
Yeah. You like learn things.
Yeah.
Also, Tanner, you're not small. You're 6'2", 2 something, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're okay, dude. Yeah, you're not undersized. All right, last one, and we'll let you jump. And we got another award finalist waiting to say what's up in Kevin Gossman. So Andres Jimenez comes on the show pretty frequently, usually like pretty mild mannered, and we were like, double play partner with Tim Anderson, and he goes, no. Got anything for us on Andres? Because he comes on pretty frequently, and he was pretty laid back and chill. But we figured out a few ways to kind of press his buttons.
Yeah, he's a super quiet dude. Like he like I feel like I'm kind of a quiet dude too, but he I mean he just kind of goes about his business. I mean he's all-star, absolute best second baseman I've ever seen, but he's a great dude. I mean, I think you can definitely press his buttons in some ways. I think I didn't really get to that point because it was my first year, but I think he's an amazing dude.
Tanner, speaking of all-stars and guys that have small awards on your team, there's a Cy Young Award winner on your team that we've also had on. Has Mr. Shane Bieber, has he taught you anything? He hasn't taught you how to grow the perfect beard yet? Has he talked to you about soccer? I mean, what are your conversations like with Shane?
I mean, I think me, him, and Cal talked about when it started getting closer to football season. Every day we just talked about fantasy football and what we liked. I mean, me and Shane are from the same hometown, so that was like one of the first things after my debut. I like sat on the bench. He's like, "You're from Mission Viejo," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow, that's a small world." But I mean, he was like putting on soccer in the locker room, and I'm like, "Dude, like, I don't really care that much about soccer. Take it off the street."
This sounds like Tanner with Shane is like you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, Tanner, good luck. Okay.
By the way, tell Shane, know your teammates. Oh, wait, you're from Mission Viejo too? No way.
Stop
That's
it.
so cool, bro.
Anyway, Tanner, good luck, dude. It was awesome having you on here for the first time. You're great. You are not as shy as Andres. I will let you know. We can say that because he's a good buddy of ours. Good luck. And if you don't get first, we at least hope you get second. So
Thank you.
We'll be watching. Thanks, man.
And hang on, Tanner.
What?
Ask voter when the first time he calls you, be like, hey, you know I'm a Rookie of the Year finalist. It's like, do you mind if I shower in the coach's room? Just ask him that.
No backstory?
Just ask him. Just ask him.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Good luck. Good luck on that one.
Yeah. Let's
Cheers,
know how that
Tanner.
goes, please.
Happy off season, man.
Thanks, guys.